Online, only at Lowe's, the new home for pros, U.S. only.
It's happening. In just days, Publishers Clearinghouse will be ready to award $1,000 a day for life. Enter now at PCH.com, and you and your family could soon be celebrating the win of a lifetime. Don't miss your last chance to win $1,000 a day for life. Go to PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry if you want the next big winner to be you. Enter at PCH.com now. Entries due 10/28. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
From the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
The Centers and Marion County's Children's Alliance are holding a drive through Recovery Resource event at the Centers on September 26th from 10 to 1. Get recovery in a bag for Recovery Month.
While your cucumber and squash leaves are turning yellow, that's coming up on This Land of Ours.
You're going to need me.
You're going to need us.
All of us.
You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food.
You're going to need our determination, our compassion.
You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring.
And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Today, 4-H is growing the next generation of leaders. Support us at 4h.org.
Step right up and gaze upon this miraculous substance I hold in the palm of my hands. This little miracle can feed us, clothe us, give us clean, fresh water, and provide wildlife habitat for nature's critters. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the greatest soil on earth.
Learn more about soil health principles that can turn your soil into a star performer. Contact your local USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service office today to find out how. This message brought to you by USDA and this radio station.
At some point, as your cucumbers and squash grow, you might find the leaves turning yellow and dying. It's a sign there is something wrong with your plants. The most common reason for yellowing leaves is that you have a watering problem. That means you're either giving your plant too much or too little water. Another reason could be nutrient deficiency. Plants require an array of nutrients, which makes it tricky to figure out if it's the root cause of your plant. The only way that you can be certain about the nutrients in your soil is to have it tested. Cucumbers and zooks are also sunlight lovers, so if your plants don't receive at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight, chances are the leaves will start turning yellow. Some common and unwanted pests could also be the culprit for yellowing leaves. Be on the lookout for aphids, spider mites, leafhoppers, and white flies. Aside from troublesome pests, zucchini and cucumber are quite vulnerable to a variety of diseases, and several of those can make leaves start turning yellow and dry up. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
The trees are rolling out the door at Bob Wine's Camillia Gardens. We're talking about 2 super buys on Ocala's favorites. Number 1 size Red Bud, regularly $19.99, just $12.99 this week at Bob Wine's. Or a big number 5 size Golden Rain Tree. These beauties are regularly $59.99, but this week they're just $29.99 at Bob Wine's. And remember, when you buy 1 tree at Bob Wine's super low price, you get a second one just like it for half price. Other buys this week at Bob's Place include fresh herbs, starting at just $1.99. Fall veggies in the jumbo 4-pack, still just $3.99. Fruit trees, blueberry, $5.99. Papaya, $9.99. Fig trees, $29.99. And citrus, just $59.99. All huge savings this week, so come out early for best selection at Bob Wine's Camillia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, daily till 4:30 in the same blooming place since 1952.
WOCA.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Humid today with clouds and sunshine, a couple of afternoon showers, high 89 to 91. Some sunshine Friday, then turning cloudy and humid with a thunderstorm, high 88 to 92. Saturday, cloudy and humid with a couple of thunderstorms possible, high 87 to 91. Sunday, cloudy and humid with a thunderstorm possible, high 90 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
But don't look now, but the camellias are budding, and that means it's time for you to hurry on over to Bob Wine's Camillia Gardens and pick out your camellias. Bob's famous heirloom camellias in the smaller number 1 size that will sell for $29.99 later are just $12.99 this week at Bob Wine's. The large number 4 size heirlooms are 2 for $99.99. Other great buys, Confederate Jasmine just $6.99. Split leaf philodendron just $24.99. Jasmine, $6.99, and also ground and Malaysian orchids now available at $29.99. Listen to this, a terrific BOGO on Arbor Vita. Buy one and get one free. All hanging baskets are buy one, get one at half price. There's a lot to see and huge savings this week at Bob Wine's Camillia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, just east of Lake Weir Avenue. Daily till 4:30 in the same blooming place since 1952.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Welcome back. You're listening to AIM Ocala Live, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, broadcasting to you live from the Paddock Mall. We are streaming live, YouTube Live, WOCA, The Source Radio, as we just wrapped up an hour today with Veterans News. A lot of good information there, with September being Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month, as we had Dr. Torres in from the VA clinic with his guest, Dr. Passim, as we talked all about, and I hope I was able to ask some good questions that were answered by the doctor there for the listeners, with a pretty heavy topic, but overall important stuff that we're glad to bring you right here at The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, keeping you a little informed and a little entertained, and that was a lot informed there, so that's some good stuff. Yeah. Speaking of entertained, I got Joe here this morning. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Adam. Getting back to that heavy subject. My son's friend did the deed to himself a few years back.
Yeah.
And it was like a shock. Of course, they live in North Carolina, and he went up to the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I thought he was doing great. You know, he would pay everything cash, no credit card. I mean, he took himself out of the bottom and came right about. He pulled his nice car up there and went. That was it, gone. And everybody said, "What? What?" Mm-hmm. I was in total shock. Of course, my son, that was one of his buddies, and it was like, "What? What?" So you never know what's going on behind the scenes, you know.
Right.
They have these commercials where they show they pick up this piece of cardboard with a smile on it, you know.
Yeah.
And you're hiding behind the smile.
Right.
So apparently he was hiding behind a smile or whatever, and he just, enough was enough. And
yeah.
So it's like, wow. So it's like you said, you hit it on the nail when you said it's a heavy subject.
Yeah.
It is. It is. Now we'll lighten it up a little more.
That's right. And as we're
speaking
moving
of
on,
lighting.
Yeah, lighting. As we're moving on with our show here for this Thursday, as it's a little bit clouded up out there.
Yeah,
we're still expecting some rain.
What does the sun do? It gives photosynthesis to the plants.
You know, Joe.
I'm trying to.
For those listeners out there, he's trying to segue, and the listeners know.
And you're not help. I don't care.
No.
You're supposed to roll with it.
No.
Yes, you're supposed to roll with it.
No, I'm the host.
Well, yes, you're the host.
I'm
you're
the
supposed
host,
to roll
and I'm
with
the
it.
king of segues, my friend.
You are
the king of it. Yes,
I'm the
even
king
the
of
listeners.
puns.
Even the listeners know. They're like, Adam can segue. You asked Lori Williams. We didn't get a hold of her today, but
why?
With how we do our little segment when we get a chance to do it. You want to talk about segues? You just asked her, buddy.
So you go from one plant to another, just segue right into it.
Oh, there's a lot there. I make it work, buddy.
You make it work.
It's like a stand-up comedy showcase, baby.
So
just
you plant the seeds in their brain to go to Bob Wine's Camillia Gardens.
There's the pun. As we were mentioning just a little bit about the weather, 83 degrees out there right now with 85% humidity, and we do have an expectation of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, right? 70% chance. And with that, though, I was going to lead into the idea that as this little front moves through that's carrying out Sally, as right now tropical storm, as it's not even really that strong with the winds like it was, it's carrying that out, and we should actually see cooler temperatures come next week. Not necessarily the high, but at least for the lows, as we're looking at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as our lows down in the 60s.
What are the highs this year? The highs?
Highs are in the 80s still, but it means that a little bit more moisture is out of the air, and it's going to feel a little cooler. And as ourselves moving through September, we're getting to that fall season. It is another growing season, as we have when we talk about our In the Garden with Carol Ann Baldwin, as we talk about some of that.
What to put in the ground, what
to put in the ground. Right.
When to fertilize, when not to fertilize.
Right, and all that good stuff.
I have brown thumbs. It's okay.
Yeah, brown thumbs. Yeah. But with that is the lead into Bob Wine's Camillia Gardens, proud sponsor of the show and has been for a long time. Bob Wine's Camillia Gardens, as they've how long have they been a sponsor, Joe? How long have they?
Before my time.
Is that right?
Yes. They're older than dirt. Well, they started in 1952, so they're almost as old as I am.
Almost?
Oh, I was born in 51, so there you go.
Yeah, 51.
Yeah, so they started in 52. And if you have not been there, they're on 5.5 acres, something like that.
Right.
And and if you go there when everything's blooming, oh my gosh! But people, you walk in and you see all their plants that are very regimental. Everything's in place. All the plants are all rowed, and they got the little signs, like Farmer Jones signs on all the plants there.
Yep.
But if you take a moment, of course, all the camellias, the big ones, are on the left side as you walk in. But if you take a moment and look up. They got pine trees 50 foot up, 40 foot up. I'm going, whoa.
Yeah. It shows they've been there a while. Same blooming place since 1952, Bob Wine's Camillia Gardens. For all of the help for the gardening needs, 2610 Southeast 38th Street in Ocala, 2610 Southeast 38th Street. You can get a hold of them, 352-629-5766. As, we've seen the influx during the whole pandemic thing of people staying home. A few places that they were going were some of the nurseries and the DIY stores to do what they could at home. One of the big things was, making their property, their landscape, their back patio look good. Now's the time to do it again, as we mentioned. Mum's the word, as mums are a big part of what's being sold right now. Exactly. And with that is coming into this cooler weather to actually be out there to enjoy the patio. And it's a great time to, this next growing season, to plant what you need. And Bob Wine's Camillia Gardens has everything you need right there. 2610 Southeast 38th Street, the same blooming place since 1952. As they like I said, you can get a hold of them, 352-629-5766. Bob Wine's.
It's great to shop there, because you go down the aisle And especially if she's walking with you, because
Yeah.
like me, I know nothing about nothing. You know? Well, will that grow that? So I'll take one of those too, and she puts them like in the aisle as you walk. Then she gets in her little golf cart and she picks them all up for you.
Yeah.
And, or if you want, they have a couple of push carts.
Push
there.
carts makes it, absolutely.
If you're buying enough where it's too much for one person to carry and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and too much to fit in a push cart, then she goes with a little golf cart with a flatbed on the back, or whatever you want to call it.
And make it work.
It does, makes it work.
We got more coming your way here at AM Ocala Live. Good morning, everybody. As we say it, Thursday, welcome to the show, AM Ocala Live. We're going to take a short little break. We've got more coming your way back after this.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Don't look now, but the camellias are budding, and that means